Welcome back. Every bigger thing that we are going to build will be based on these data types. So it's good you familiarize yourself with the basic things before we move on to complex things. Strings are one of the most used data types, if not the most used, in Python. They are immutable or unchangeable piece of text or sequence of characters enclosed in a single or double quotes. Strings can contain any combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. Examples are what we have here. Now, what you have to know is that numbers are also immutable data type. What you mean by immutable is when you declare a variable, you can't change part of it and still make it represent that same variable. It becomes a whole different thing altogether. We will have a look at those things. But for now, let's look at how we declare strings in Python. So we can say var1, any variable, then we assign, let's say, hello world. It can be a single or double quotes. So if you print var1 here, we have hello world. So this is how we declare a string data type. From the definition, we said it can be a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. So string can also be, let's say 1, 2, 3 is my age. Then you can bring any special character. So if you print, let's say var2, you will still have 1, 2, 3 is my age, then percent symbol. So this is how we can declare a variable and assign a string literal to it. What you have to know is that strings can be declared in so many ways. We can have a single line declaration of string variable, and we can also have a multi-line declaration. So let's look at how a single line multi-line looks like. So I can do this single line, and what I am doing now is called a comment. In Python, anything that starts with a hash symbol is called a comment. Alright, we don't have anything that we use to terminate it as it can be seen in other languages. So any line that you start with hash, Python sees it as a comment. We will learn about comment very soon, and it will not print it. Python will not take that line into consideration. So this is how we can declare a single line string variable. What we have done above are all single lines. Alright, so I can say my var3 equals, then you can use single quote or double quote, but you have to be consistent. You can take one and then stick with it. It's as simple as that. You can say how old are you? Alright, this is a single line declaration of string variable. So if I try to print var3 now, I'll get how old are you? You can use multi-line when the string you want to type is too long. You can break it into multi-lines, but what you have to know is that the multi-line string declaration can also be done in so many ways. Alright, so we are going to talk about all those ways. So let's start with the first one. I'm saying this one is a comment. Whenever you see any line starting with the hash symbol, it means a comment. So you can see that from above, Python ignored single line, the line that started with the hash character. Python didn't print it. So Python ignores all lines that start with the hash character. It's called comments. Comments are good for our code. Alright, it shows what you are doing so that whenever other developer takes your code, the person will straight away know what your code does. So let's look at the first way that we can declare a multi-line string. We have var4 here. Then we can say whether you're using single quote or double quote to be. Alright. Then here, what we can do is bring backslash character here. Alright. And then we continue on with what we want. You have to be, let's say, consistent in, then here you want to break it again. So we can break it again and say learning Python. So if we print var4 now, let's see what we are getting. We are getting undetermined string literal detected at line 4. So here we shouldn't bring this one here, it should go here. Alright, and then if we print this, we are having, you have to be consistent in learning Python. You can see from above that although we wrote each statement on a different line, when we print var4, everything that we wrote above was printed on what? One line. You have to see that. All right. There's a way that we can write it so that it will be printed the same way as we typed it. So we will do that. But there's another way that we can write or we can declare what we have just done. So let's see how we can do that in another way. You can say var 5. Then here you have to be. Then we bring the backslash and then we continue with another quote. And then we bring another backslash here. Then we say learning Python. So this is another way that we can declare what we just did. That is var 4. And if we print this, we print var 5. You have to be consistent in learning Python. But you can see that be consistent and then in learning are combined. That is from here and then here. They are getting stuck together. So you can bring space. You see, the first one, we didn't have to bring any space because of how we declared it. All right, we place all of them in one quotation mark. But here we are putting each statement on a different quotation mark and then joining them with a backslash. All right. So here in var 5, we can format this by bringing space here, either the previous one or the other one. So here too, you can bring the space here or here. Here too, you can bring the space after this or you can bring it before this. So let's print this one and you can see that you have to be consistent in learning Python. Now, if you want our multi-line characters to be printed the same way as we typed it, then we have to use triple quotes. All right, that is also another way of declaring a multi-line string. So we can use, let's name this verses, and then here you can use a single quote or a double quote, but it has to be triple. All right, so here this is what we do. Then you hit enter so that you can space it, and from here you type whatever that you want to type in here. See how we are doing it, and you say you have to be consistent in, then we hit enter, learning Python. All right, so if we print verses now, let's see what we are getting. We are getting you have to be consistent in learning Python. But let's look at something. Okay, have you seen that there was a space here, a new line? That is, all these characters shifted to the next line. Python automatically brought a blank space here. So to avoid that, you can just bring slash, that is backslash here, and if we print this, you see that new line has been vanished. So if you don't bring the backslash, Python will automatically insert new line characters in every statement. Let's end here and we will learn more about string declaration in the next video. Bye bye.